Kash Patel goes on Fox News and basically says, we've exhausted the Epstein evidence, no more investigations, no more arrests. That's not just a comment about one case. It's a comment about whether Americans are expected to live on trust again, blind trust in many cases, after decades of institutions cashing checks and burning credibility. Because at this point, the Epstein files aren't only about the unspeakable evil of the abuses and trafficking and exploitation that's occurred, but they've become a referendum on institutional integrity, and that integrity is hanging by a thread. Now, please forgive me, but when the DOJ says, we reviewed it all and it's exhausted, nothing else to see here, that hits my ear like, don't worry, we've investigated ourselves and found that we did a great job. And I think if they expect Americans to be satisfied with that answer, then I've got some front row tickets to the next John Denver concert to sell them. Now, recent reporting suggests that DOJ leaders have argued that the newly released materials don't support new charges and that prior reviews found no basis to expand investigations. I'm going to say this clearly as a person of faith. We don't need victims' names. We're not asking for those. We don't need salacious details, but we do need the truth because Scripture tells us that what is done in darkness will be brought to the light, and that rulers are supposed to be God's servants for justice, not a private protection plan for the well-connected. Here's the logic problem. If government expects we the people to accept exhausted as a magic word, then what about the IRS? Do the same thing. Hey, dear IRS, I've conducted my own investigation into my taxes paid. Every lead has been exhausted and no further payments are forthcoming. Sincerely yours. How do you think that would go? Maybe Washington thinks the truth would be too destabilizing, or maybe there are higher powers that are putting a muzzle on the truth and a tight leash on any investigations. That could be. Or perhaps they worry that society might collapse if powerful participants were exposed. But I'd rather endure disruption, and yes, even special elections, corporate shakeups, maybe even a painful reset in some areas, than to live in a nation that quietly protects the few and favored and lectures the many about accountability. Because according to the Constitution, the people are supposed to be the powerful, not the permanent class. So no, I'm not satisfied with that's all, don't ask again. Because a nation that protects the favored becomes a nation that punishes the forgotten. What about you? Are you done with all this Epstein stuff, or do you want equal standards, equal scrutiny, and real justice? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.